for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good Wednesday morning to you. Hope your week is going swell. We have some news to talk about on what has been a really nice weather week so far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. That's right. The city of Springfield is on pace to have its lowest number of people shot and police calls for shots fired in nearly a decade. The first 4 months of this year saw 10 people injured in shootings and 70 police calls for shots fired. That's actually low. That time frame also saw an overall crime decrease by 2.5% or of 2.5%, and a 25% drop in robberies. So
that's awesome.
Those are good trends.
Yeah, it's amazing. Trying to work the police department out of a job, if possible, right? That's cool.
Working on. Yeah.
Yes.
They no doubt would be happy about it. Give them a break.
Yeah. I feel like they could still find things to do, but yes.
Yeah. Keep the peace. City of Springfield will no longer manage grant money provided by the U.S. Department of Labor through the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. It's a little bit convoluted. It's confusing to understand. The Ozark Region Workforce Development Board is dropping Springfield as the organization's fiscal agent. Interesting. That decision comes after the Workforce Development Board seemed surprised that the city was moving its workforce operations to a different building. For its part, the city said it is perplexed by the decision to sever ties. So probably more to come on that.
Okay. Missouri inmate was put to death last night for his 2009 crimes. Police say he shot and killed a husband and wife in a fit of rage upon finding out that the wife, who he had an affair with, had decided to reconcile with her husband. 69-year-old David Hosier said in his final statement, "Now I get to go to heaven. Don't cry for me. Just join me when your time comes." Very interesting. Investigators say he killed Rodney and Angela Gilpin in 2009. Governor Parson turned down a clemency request, citing Hosier's lack of remorse. Hosier still claims that he had nothing to do with the shootings.
The Supreme Court turned it down, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting. That's in Bonne Terre, which I have been a witness to one of those. And
you have,
yeah. It's an interesting thing. There's
there
always
aren't many
got to be
people.
a media witness. And so it was strange to be selected because, of course, you're like, why me? Why was I selected? It's like a weird thing, you know? It's anyway.
Well, it's a very somber thing, right? It's everybody takes it pretty seriously. A life is being taken in front of
and there's like
eyes.
4 rooms. So the man whose death I witnessed was killed by lethal injection. So you see the doctor or nurse or whoever, just all you can see is their arms come through the black curtain. You can't see them at all. And then you see the inmate who's on the table. And then there's 4 rooms, all with like a really thick glass. And it's like the one-way glass where you can see out, but nobody can see back in. So there's like the victim's family, for whoever the crime was committed against, the media / law enforcement, like different law officers who perhaps like worked on the case. And then there is the room for the perpetrator's family. And then like a 4th room that's like an overflow type of anybody else involved. But it's just strange. It's such a final thing. It's also weird to know when you're going to die. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that. So
that would be strange.
Anyway, yeah. So I was like reading his story and I was like, oh man, so wild. But and then his last statement, you wonder about his last statement.
Yeah.
Like he says, now I get to go to heaven. Like, has he actually had a change of heart? I mean, who knows? I don't know, obviously, but
yeah. Well, you hope so. You hope he ended up a changed man. Springfield City Council approved a $26 million bond to pay for improvements to the Jefferson Avenue footbridge we've been talking about for a long time, historic City Hall, as well as the Springfield Art Museum. Indoor improvements will be made to historic City Hall at Chestnut Expressway and Boonville. Then a 3-year renovation project at the Art Museum will begin in September. It'll be closed for much of that. And then the work on the Jefferson Avenue footbridge that we've been telling you about, that should start next spring and be finished in the fall, they think, so that people can walk it yet again.
Cool. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Springfield received $36,000 to help improve their teen programs, all thanks to the Taco Bell Foundation. One program that is going to be beefed up is one that teaches teenagers the basic skills needed to get a job. The grant money will help fund the new teen-centered facility that should be opened a year from now. Also, you might as well go for the real deal, maybe, when it comes to sugar, which I don't think that's good for you either. But the fake stuff could be actually more dangerous for you overall than the fake stuff, which to me is not
the real stuff.
shocking. I mean, than the real stuff.
Yeah.
To me, it's not really shocking news, but there is a new study out that says the low-calorie sweetener, specifically xylitol, may be linked to heart attack, stroke, and death. In fact, nearly twice the risk for people who consume the highest levels of it. Xylitol is used often in sugarless gum, breath mints, toothpaste, mouthwash, cough syrup, and chewable vitamins.
Yeah, you see it. It's in a lot of stuff. And when it came out, it was, hyped as this great alternative. And then the studies come later. And this is just one study. So we'll see if there are more that come out. But this isn't the first sweetener to have problems.
Yeah, I remember back in the day. What is the artificial sweetener often found in yogurt? Do you remember what it's called?
No, but
it's a really popular one.
Yeah, it
aspartame. Aspartame.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And you remember that it got a lot of flack eventually, so I don't know. I mean, if you're my husband, you just cook with the real butter.
That's right.
The real bacon grease, the real sugar.
The real thing.
The real thing.
Because, high fructose corn syrup that they use to replace sugar in lots of stuff. I mean, just about everything you have that has sweetener in it.
Which you're an old man. What year was that? What decade was that?
Oh, I don't know. But I read a story about it that the way that came about was that the sugar industry and was raising the prices on the sugar that it sells to soft drink companies, Coke.
Yes, I remember this too. I feel like I've read something on this.
I don't know when it happened, but I think maybe the 70s. But anyway, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But the story that I heard is that I think Coke or Pepsi, Coke and or Pepsi said, "Oh yeah, well then we'll figure out a way to create our own sugar, and we don't need you, sugar industry."
Yeah.
So they did. They came up with high fructose corn syrup. They replaced it in soda. And the sugar industry was left standing saying, oops, wish we hadn't done that. But now I just get my Coke. I just get my Coke from Mexico and it has the real sugar in it.
It's interesting because if you look up what year did the first artificial sweetener start, it was apparently in 1879. So this is going way back before I was hoping to look up because it was saccharin. So it was apparently the first one used, synthesized in 1879. So never mind. I was going to give you the decade and it looks like maybe it was in the 70s. So anyway.
High fructose corn syrup?
Well, I mean, I don't know because it's giving me everyone under the sun dating back to the literal 1800s. So I'm not finding what I thought I was going to be looking for.
Well, that's why you don't search on live television.
I know, but I thought it would be a quick, but it wasn't.
All right.
Got more than I came for. Is that me? No, it's your
pickleball.
It's you.
Are you doing pickleball?
No, you are. You want me to? No. I love pickleball.
That's you.
Okay. New pickleball courts. Speaking of pickleball, it has taken the area by storm, really the country by storm. Some new courts are going to be up and running soon and very soon in Ozark and indoor courts at that. So that's exciting because if it's too hot or if it's raining, three brothers, Austin, Aaron, and Ashton Owens are opening Drop Shots LLC, which is inside the Marucci facility in Ozark, right there along Highway 65 by the big old baseball field. That building will house a set of 4 championship indoor pickleball courts. Meanwhile, the hitting facility is going to be relocating. The brothers are planning to eventually lease that entire building and grow the pickleball space there. You can check out more and rent a court at joindropshots.com. Again, joindropshots.com. You might remember last summer, Cooper hosted a big qualifier, and there were about 400 players out there. So it's been pretty successful.
Okay. It was first marketed in the early 1970s. High fructose corn syrup.
There you go. Thank you,
So
sir.
I was right about some of it. I think I'm right about more than that. I don't know. Big Whiskey's is expanding into Kentucky now. The Ozark-based restaurant, it's a good story regardless. The Ozark-based restaurant chain has really taken off, and Owensboro, Kentucky is the exact new location that will open up shop. Big Whiskey's has 28 locations now in the South and the Midwest. Earlier this year, the company announced plans for restaurants in Lebanon and Neosho.
Yeah, I like Big Whiskey's. I mean, we're not like super regulars, but we've always had a good meal when we've gone.
I do like it. Yeah. It's Big Week in Branson for honoring law enforcement. For the 11th straight year now, the Branson community is welcoming law officers and honoring their service along with their families. The Hershin family, who of course owns Silver Dollar City, started this with a phone call to Highway Patrol years ago saying they wanted to do something special for officers. What could they do? Each day has different events now throughout the week down in Branson, from free tickets to shows and amusement parks, Silver Dollar City, to organized motorcycle rides and discounts at restaurants and stores. The full list of festivities for Law Enforcement Week is found at lawenforcementweek.org. lawenforcementweek.org. Check it out.
It's worth checking out if you are a law officer or family member, because there's so much. Right. There's so much to do. So yes, lawenforcementweek.org. All right. Around the Ozarks is a proud sponsor of the 2024 St. Jude Radiothon. It ends today. It was yesterday and today. The Radiothon raises money that goes to St. Jude families who were there with their children fighting cancer. You can help St. Jude stop cancer by becoming a partner in hope. Visit stjude.org to take part. They have some cool t-shirts that you can get. So check it out. And then finally, the Father's Day contest, I should say, has now ended because we have our winner. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, and we would like to say congratulations to Leslie from Marionville. She is the winner of our Father's Day giveaway. So she is getting a 4-pack of tickets to a St. Louis Cardinals baseball game against the Cubs and a $50 gift card to Habanero's Mexican restaurant and cantina. So congratulations to Leslie from Marionville, and thank you for listening. Thank you for playing. And Around the Ozarks will get in touch with you to get you your gift.
She may take a dad in her life, whether it's her husband or whoever, or it could be a guy. Leslie, do we know that Leslie is a girl? Because Leslie could be a guy's name as well.
I believe that Leslie's a girl.
Okay.
I don't know any men named Leslie.
Well, I do. Leslie is a boy's name. Yeah. Yeah, Leslie's can be a guy's name in the old days.
I have heard of the name Ashley for a guy, obviously more commonly a girl, but I had never heard of Leslie. All right.
Yep.
I'll go with it. I believe that it's a she.
Okay.
But yes, happy upcoming Father's Day on Sunday. And she is the winner chicken dinner. So, all right, that's it. Anything else that you have, sir?
I don't think so. Last night I was sitting out at soccer practice, and man, was it a nice evening. I sat there and I took the Jeep with the top down, took the doors off so it's ready to go. And I thought, man, oh man, I am
hang your foot out the door.
This is my time of year. I love it so much.
I need to know if you hung your foot out the door of the Jeep and also went like this or like this or like this to other Jeeps passing by.
No, I don't do that anymore. You know why?
Because
there's too many
very
Jeeps.
Upset. Too many people have Jeeps. They don't know the rules of the Jeep.
It's ridiculous.
But if you have a Jeep, you're supposed to go like this on the steering wheel. Like if you've seen on a Jeep, you go.
The whole thing is lost.
Yeah. It's a lost art.
It's a lost art. Nobody does it anymore. Back when I got my Jeep in 1995, I still have it. Next year, 30 years. That's nuts. But everybody.
He's had the Jeep longer than the wife, you know?
You would wave at other Jeep drivers, and now every other car is a Jeep. And of course, they don't have the top down and the doors off. They just are riding in air conditioning, which
And
is
of course, they're not a stick shift.
it's a
They're
whole
way too
nother
fancy.
problem.
They have an air
Also true.
conditioner. How dare
Also.
they?
Yeah. So Jeeps are ruined now, basically.
All right.
I still love Jeeps. I do still love Jeeps, but the Jeep wave is gone forever.
My dream car is a 4Runner. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
it's my dream car.
All right, I don't know about that. Okay, but I did. It was my perfect time of year because I get to enjoy the weather, and it is perfect outside. So I enjoyed my evening last night. I might enjoy tonight too. Who knows?
Good. All right. Well,
Thanks
have a
for
good
watching.
day. Thanks for joining us. See ya.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you.